Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, yesterday I put out a comp for this new dungeon, which is basically an unkillable stroke revive on death type team, like a Phoenix team, to be able to get you to the end game, get you to the kind of final stages. And I was aware, and I said it in my video yesterday, it's not a 100% team. So I was utilizing this team here with basically, I mean, a pretty accessible team because Septimus can beat any enemy max HP champion. Thanassel was kind of set in stone. Lightsworn felt like he was pretty set in stone as well. Demytha is set in stone. And then we've got another enemy max HP champion here. So felt like it was a pretty accessible team. But I knew that it wasn't a 100% team because we've got 3% chances to land things like a sleep from Thanassel's A1, which we don't want to happen. We've got potential to do turn meter drop or debuffs from Lightsworn, which again we don't want to happen. So basically what was happening here with this squad is, although it works and it works really well, because the run was long, like 10-11 minutes upwards actually on level 25, there was too many chances for RNG to go not in our favor. Yeah, it was running too long. And I've been working on this now pretty much solid for about the last 24 hours, working on subs, working on different champions that can do the jobs. And I think I've landed on one which is actually pretty damn sexy, albeit some people are going to hate it. So, as I say, Demytha pretty much set in stone in this comp. There might be opportunities to run Helicath or Tower in different speed comps. Like in this particular speed tune, it will not work because of the cooldown of the block damage. But in this particular one, Demytha's pretty much set in stone. Lightsworn, we've now got a sub in Crimson Helm. I tried it as well with Skytouch Shaman. Trouble with Skytouch is she's kind of killing herself, and I'm not really sure how to get past that. But with Crimson Helm, who is a spirit epic, I'll show you that in the comp I'm going to run, works actually better than Lightsworn because there's no RNG elements that can get in the way. So Lightsworn's going to come out in the team I'm going to show you. Thanassel, I thought was set in stone, but Withid does the job slightly better than Thanassel, and without that 3% chance to go wrong. So I'm going to show you that. And then I'm going to show you a couple of different options for the DPSs in this team, which ramp up the damage way faster. And this is where you're probably going to hate me. So this is the team that I've come up with. Acrisia definitely is not a requirement, by the way. Acrisia is... Let's just move me out of the way a sec. Acrisia is just a slight upgrade to Armiger, but actually not that much. Like, really not that much of an upgrade for this fight. Because we've only got such a small window to do damage when he is asleep. Her damage actually is not that different to the Armiger damage. Ninja, however, his damage is significant. Yeah, his damage is about as crazy as we're going to get. And his same team was running on 24 fine as well. The speeds we do need to adjust if we're going to go backwards to like 20 and down. And we'll take a look at that as well. But yeah, let me show you what's going on. So we've got here a team set up for this. As I say, it's pretty much an unkillable team or a revive on death team. Demytha, do your A3 first, then your A2. Crimson Helm, A3 first. The idea is, in fact, let me just run through the kind of feeling of it. Crimson Helm over 271 speed. Less than 280. This could also be your Lightsworn. Yeah. So basically it needs to be faster than the boss so that we get the revive on death debuff out before the boss goes. Other than that, just going to A1 in any other kind of setup of the play. With it, it's going to use her heal. Basically, she's been used for a heal rather than a cleanse here on a 3 turn. Same as Thanassel. There's not that many healers that heal the whole team based on their max HP on a 3-turn cooldown. Most of them are 4-turn cooldowns. The only other one that I've found who could do the job, but is not as good at it, is actually, what's her name? Do I have her in a team still? Let me show you quick. It's actually this chick, Adrielle. Yeah, she can do the job as well, but her heal is not as good as Withid's and definitely not as good as Thanassel's. Ninja... So we turn off the A2, does the A3, and then A1 otherwise. Ninja, open with your A3. This is where all of our damage is coming from, yeah? So open with the A3, otherwise do your A1. And then Acrisia, open with the A1 and then do your A2. If it was Armager, you just say, please just use your A2. So the speed comp of this is faster than the boss for the revive on death. You've then got your first damage dealer, slower than the boss, but so less than 270, more than 220. Your healer is in the middle of the kind of next group. 224 I've got here for Withir, but it could be anywhere between 220 and like 235. Ninja slower than the healer. Yeah, so Ninja's at 221, needs to be more than 217. And then Demytha's coming in at 215, who's the slowest in the team. So the speeds are not crazy, honestly. And the cool thing here is, like, there's no point building any damage in Demytha. You're just building good health in Demytha, good health in Crimson Helm, good health, in fact, high health in Withir. More health she's got, the more she heals. Ninja, you just got to get the accuracy to land his burn and the right speed, and then some survivability. And Acrizia, yeah, you build for a damage dealer. Whoever's doing your enemy max HP, try and build for a bit of damage. So let's watch this one in action, and I'll kind of show you through how this is working. So revive on death goes out, we get wiped. Yeah, everyone pops back up. One hit here, one hit here, heal up, remove any of that max HP lost, triple hit with the burns, and a good chunk of damage. I've got a level 1 Brimstone on my Ninja. It almost always lands because he's doing that triple hit. And then basically, we're in the rotation of no damage. We take the decreased speeds and stuff as we go. The Acrizia double hits here do help us a bit. And then we rotate back to the revive on death. We get one shot. And then the rotation goes back in. One hit. 2 hits that time. Triple hit here. Tons of damage from Ninja. And, I mean, honestly, I was looking for alternatives to Ninja. And we think we might have a couple. So I've been working with Nione on this. Like, we're just kind of constantly going back and forth with ideas, honestly. It's very cool to get... I don't know. It feels like it's really good fun to theory craft this type of team. But we were looking at Theodore. Unfortunately, I don't have him, but Nione does. So he's going to try him out. Theodore to see if he does the same sort of damage spike that Ninja is here. Also, thinking about a burn, which is then activated by Walking Tomb Drang. So someone like Elenariel into Walking Tomb could be a good one as well. But definitely, from what I'm seeing so far, you either have 2 enemy max HPs in this role, and that does an okay job. But Ninja is just so much quicker at getting this boss dead than anything else I've done. I've had it as quick as like 2 minutes, I think 2:19, something like that. But generally, it's around a 3-minute run. Because the thing is, he is negative affinity here for the boss. So, you know, the chances are he's not going to always proc his A2 on every hit. And obviously, the more times you proc the A2, the better off you're going to be. But Withir is about as good as it gets for the heal. You see the way we've got no black health by the end of that kind of heal from Withir. So basically, she's bringing us back to full health all the time. Whereas Adriel, she does a good job, but the longer the run goes on, the more dangerous Adriel is because you just lose more and more of your max HP. I will say, like, we've still not got this to a 100% team because I think because of these decreased speeds, there's just a chance that it doesn't land on people with that kind of 3% and it fails. Yeah, so I'm not going to stand here and say, yeah, it's a 100% team, but it feels like it's about a 95% at the moment for me with this squad. And the way we would fix that, and the way I'm kind of looking at an alternative here, is one of these DPS spots will have block debuffs on a 3-turn cooldown, like a Tutora. I've already done it with Tutora, and that works, but I need to readjust all of the speeds for the champs to make that actually happen, you know, for like a longer term success rate and stuff like that. But you can see here, this team is what I would class as clean for endgame stuff. And unfortunately, it does rely on people having a ninja. And the longer we go on since the ninja event, the less likely that is. Which sucks, Plarium. As I say, they should bring out someone called Bodger, and that person should have the exact kit of ninja. And I wouldn't even mind if you did it as the next fusion. You can see here, the quickest I did it was actually 2:49. That was a 3:37. And yeah, it is a clean run. But it has had a couple of fails if somehow Ninja gets himself out of cycle. But yeah, really cool team. I guess let's see if we can adjust the speeds to go back to stage 20. Like this same team works on 24. And it's all down to the boss's speed, okay? So the teams will work based on the boss's speed. It does work on 24, but trying it on 20, I end up going slightly too fast. So I'm going to try and adjust speeds to kind of come backwards. So same speeds working on 24 here. I'm just looking on the Raid Stages tool. So if you don't know about this, then you should do. Go onto hellhades.com, hover over Raid Shadow Legends, click Raid Stages tool. You just have to be a free member to access these type of tools. Basically what you can do is you can select dungeons, the new dungeon, and then whatever stage you want. Yeah, so you can say, right, stage 24, what are the stats of the boss? How fast is the boss? You see his 265 speed here, and it worked fine. I think what we need to do is we need to make sure that our revive on Death Champion is faster than the boss. We need to make sure that our 3 DPSs are then slower than the boss, but in order. Or sorry, 2 DPSs and our healer. So when we move from stage 24 to 23, suddenly the speed is at 260. This might actually work for 23 because I'm still slower than the boss on my other champs. If we look at my team setup here, my fastest is a Krizia at 259. So I think this is still going to work on 23, but I think it will fail on 22. And I think we'll have to adjust the speeds back, you know, maybe like 10 speed or so as we get a bit further down. I'll let this one run, see if it does work, see if my theory is correct. And then we could probably adjust it backwards for people who want to try and do basically the same thing, but get to stage 25. So yeah, worked absolutely fine on stage 23 as well. And then I think, if my theory is correct, if this will fail on 22, and I'll need to adjust speeds probably for the next kind of bracket of bosses down, like 18 to 22. We'll just need to bring speeds down 5 to 10. And then we should be good to kind of get the same team moving through it again. But we'll see. We'll see if it fails or not. Yeah, so as I thought, the abilities have gone out of sync because our speed tune is just slightly off. So if I reduce everyone's speed by about... What stage are we on here? Stage 22, I think. Stage 22. So I'm going to drop everyone's speeds by about 15 and then see if I can run it backwards for like the next 3 as well. So as you come down levels, just be aware that, you know, you need to make sure you get one shot still by the smack. I'd actually just removed a banner here from with here just to change the speed. But actually, I needed to remove all of her accessories, make sure she was still getting one shot. All I've done here is just pulled the speeds down on everyone really between 15 and 20. It's not, it doesn't need to be an exact science, I don't think. You just need to make sure that you come down as the boss comes down. So 199, 260, 209, 207, 242. Just making sure you keep the turn order the same. And this should now do us in good stead, I think, for the next 2 or 3 levels coming down. Obviously, you're doing this in reverse. You're going to be going up the levels, but it kind of at least gives you something to aim for in terms of stats. And yeah, it should now run absolutely fine. Exactly the same. So yeah, that speed range works for 22. I'm sure it'll work for 21 as well. And hopefully you're getting the feel of this here. I don't want to teach people to suck eggs, but also I'm getting a lot of comments of no one's helping us going backwards. So I'm trying. And as I said earlier, like, it doesn't have to be Ninja here. He's just by far, from what I've seen so far, he's by far the best damage dealer, unless you're running a different style of comp, which has got Geomancer in it. So again, this one's working in sync. So basically, for every level you come down, you're going to need to just take off 5 speed from those kind of base levels that I was talking about. However, you can do it in chunks. I think you can do it in like 3 level chunks and be pretty comfortable. So you can kind of come down, you know, do 3 levels, come down, or add up 15, and then I think you'll get here quite comfortably. Also, the first 15 or so levels, you can pretty much just solo with one champion in good regen gear. So you could probably just kind of smash your way through the first 15, then start building out this team and gradually increase the speeds by 15 at a chunk. And I think you're going to get there. The time should always be about the same, around 3 minutes, because Ninja's skill scales by their HP. So it's always going to be basically around the same time, somewhere between 240 and 340, depending on luck of RNG of how many times he lands that burn. Yeah, so that one worked. And I will say that in all the time I'm recording here, I've not had a single failed run due to bad RNG with this squad. Whereas with Thanassel in the team and Lightsworn, I did have a couple of failed runs yesterday when I was messing around, where the RNG is more stacked against them because of their ability to land debuffs. So I just want to see if this rat can do some work here. I'm coming back to stage 23 because of affinity. This won't work long term, by the way. I'm just interested to see if it's worth investing more time in the theory craft of it. So we've got the rat boy dropping bombs. We've then got Gaius that pops bombs. And then the rat's bombs should become poisons. So we all die, same speed tune. A1, because I need the triple hit. I only got one bomb off. Okay, it could have been 3. Pops the bombs. They become protected poisons then. And then this boss still takes damage over time. Now, obviously, I'd prefer to use his A3 to guarantee bombs to go in, because that way I get more bombs guaranteed each time. And I've also got a problem that Gaius's bomb pop is on a 4-turn cooldown, and I need champions for this particular speed tune on a 3-turn cooldown. Otherwise, it's just going to, basically, I can throw bombs out there if it lands, but Gaius now won't have his ability back up at the right time. There's a whole bunch of stuff which, I don't know, it's kind of fun, because speed tuning or theory crafting, when you start to get a comp which actually makes some sense, is cool. It's actually quite good fun. But I wonder if this is going to be anywhere near, probably not, anywhere near the max HP champions. I don't think it is. It would have been cool if we actually had another use for this rat. But just A1 in all his life. The 40% is just not enough. Got a couple of bombs off there, but I don't think Gaius has got his rotation back this time, which is annoying. Every time we're getting the bombs off, the rotation is out. And actually, we're just tickling. Oh, well. If you've got any ideas around kind of different champions that fill that ninja spot or fill the enemy max HP kind of setup that might do fast damage, please comment down below. But there you go, guys. The Sand Devil is starting to become clearer. We're starting to get a better grasp on what is possible with this dude. And honestly, the rewards suck. The rewards suck. Yeah, but the actual dungeon is quite fun once you start to get into the kind of meat and bones of, you know, what's going on. Anyway, I've been Hell Hades. I'll see you later.